Hello students, now we will discuss the topics in the chapter hydrogen, that is hydrides, formation of hydrides and the characteristic of different hydrides. Already know that hydrides, the compounds of metal or non-metals produced by different methods, by the combination of metal and non-metals forming hydrides. And they have different character, they have different properties on the basis of their formation, and the nature differ from hydrides to hydrides. It mainly depends upon the formation, whether it is produced from metals or from non-metals, or the combination of both. Maybe complex hydrides also produce. What are the characteristics, what are the uses? Let us discuss. It is also very important for your examination point of view, hydrides and their classification and their properties. Okay, let us start. Generally, hydrides are produced by the combination of metals and non-metals. In the general formula, generally it is the formula varies from different compounds. Generally, it is mainly three types: ionic hydrides, covalent hydrides. This is also called molecular hydrides. It is also called molecular hydrides. It is also called molecular hydrides or covalent hydrides. Then metallic or interstitial hydrides. Okay. Ionic hydrides means almost all these hydrides are ionic character, and it is produced between the metal, reactive metals and hydrogen. Either by it is combination at room temperature or on heating, it combines with hydrogen forming ionic hydrides. Is purely ionic character, and it is produced by reactive metals and hydrogen. Already I have told you. For example, sodium hydride, calcium hydride. In general formula is MHX. What is MHX? It depends upon valence of metal. If you alkali metal, it is MH. If it is alkaline earth metal, MS2, like this. This is called ionic hydride general formula. And ionic hydrides, generally it is ionic character and exist in crystalline form, exist in crystalline structure. Okay, and that high density. Generally, it is produced from metals. After formation of metal, the density is more due to strong bonding between metal cation. It is mainly metal plus and hydrogen minus. Generally, if it is alkali metal, it is M plus and H minus. Due to strong attraction between cation and anion, the density is high, and a higher melting boiling point due to ionic character, already know. And these metal hydrides, when reacts with water, they are very reactive towards water. It reacts with water forming hydroxide and hydrogen gas. It will produce hydrogen gas. This NaH, water, NaOH and H2. Similarly, calcium hydroxide, water, calcium hydroxide and H2. It will produce a hydrogen gas when dissolved in water, when it reacts with water. This is also very important for your exams. Okay. And these ionic hydrides have a reducing character, very good reducing agent. You see, it reduces sodium hydride, reduces BF3 to B2S6. Formation of diborane. B2S6 is called diborane. It will produce, that means BF3 is reduced by NaH forming B2S6. It is reduced. And forming these ionic hydrides also produce complex hydrides. Complex means combination of two or more metals. Lithium hydride, aluminum chloride forming AlIH4. It is a combination of lithium and aluminum. Lithium hydride and aluminum both combined forming a complex hydride AlIH4. Though it has complex ion AlIH4, combination of two or more metals. Then lithium hydride and diborane B2S6 forming LiBH4. It is also combination of metal and non-metal LiBH4. This is called lithium borohydride. Similarly, sodium hydride diborane forming NaBH4, sodium borohydride. Sodium borohydride, lithium borohydride, lithium aluminum hydride, all are called complex hydride, which is the best reducing agent. It is also used as a reducing agent for the source of hydrogen. This is very important regarding complex. These are complex hydride. Complex hydride produced from ionic hydride. Then these hydrides conduct electricity because they are ionic compounds. It has cation anion. They conduct electricity. So these are some that important properties of ionic hydrides. Purely the properties same as ionic compounds. Then come to covalent hydrides or molecular hydride. These hydrides are produced by the combination of non-metals and hydrogen. For example, nitrogen, hydrogen in this condition, specific condition, high pressure 200 and high temperature formation of ammonia. This is called Haber's process. Already know you have read in junior classes. Nitrogen, hydrogen combine not at ordinary temperature. At this high pressure and high temperature convert to ammonia. Similarly, when hydrogen bonds in presence of oxygen, highly reactive towards hydrogen, oxygen. Then when electric discharge takes place, formation of water. Water is also hydrides of oxygen. Then hydrogen sulfur bonds produce hydrogen sulfide, that is hydrides of sulfur, hydrides of oxygen, hydrides of nitrogen, hydrides of carbon, that is methane. Aluminium carbide water produce methane. This is called hydrides of carbon. Then hydrides of phosphorus. That means non-metal when combined with hydrogen forming non-metallic hydrides, that is called covalent hydrides, or called molecular hydrides. So these, what are the nature of these hydrides? Volatile, but ionic are not non-volatile. These are volatile solids. Then low melting boiling point and density. Density is low, while melting point, boiling point also low. Then they are in three types. These covalent hydrides are in three types. Either electron rich species having extra electron lone pair available, that is NH3, water having two lone pair, having one lone pair. That's why it is called electron rich hydrides. Then electron deficient, having loss of, that is electron deficient, that is not satisfied the octet rule. That's why it is called electron deficient hydrides. BS3, shortage of electron in boron. Then AlS3, shortage of electron in aluminium. These are electron deficient, acts as Lewis acid. Already you have read what is Lewis acid, because they have shortage of electron. So these hydrides called Lewis acid. These are called Lewis acid. And these hydrides called Lewis base. Which one? Electron rich hydrides are called Lewis base, and electron deficient are called Lewis acid. Already know what is Lewis acid, having shortage of electrons. What is Lewis base, having extra electron. Then electron precise hydrides means it satisfies the valency. CH4 valency carbon 4, CH4, silicon valency 4, SiH4. These are called electron exact hydrides or electron precise hydrides. Then these hydrides, these covalent hydrides exist in polymeric form. Example BH2N, LiS3N. For example, this is the structure of beryllium hydrides. Here, due to availability of vacant orbital, it forms dative bond. One bond is a dative bond. One bond is a dative bond. Other bond is also a one side. This structure, one bond in between two. One is dative, another is normal covalent bond. Here, one normal covalent, it is dative. So, due to formation of dative bond, it exists in polymeric structure. Polymeric hydride BH2, AlS3 exist in polymeric form. So this is a very important property of covalent hydride, exists in polymeric form. Another important property of covalent hydride, they have that abnormally high boiling point. These hydrides have high boiling point due to strong hydrogen bond. Between the compounds. So this is why already you have read the hydrogen bonding between water molecule, between ammonia molecule. The boiling point is more of water due to strong hydrogen bonding between water molecule. That's why ice, when you cool the water, it will convert to ice, solid structure ice, due to strong hydrogen bonding. So abnormally high boiling point of this hydride due to strong hydrogen bonding, Hb is hydrogen bonding. Okay, these are some important properties of covalent hydrides. Then come to another third type of hydrides is metallic or interstitial hydrides. Interstitial means In the structure of metals, we know metals has a crystalline structure. In the crystalline structure, metals has different types of gaps or voids available in the structure. In the voids, that hydrogen will be trapped in the crystals and forming metallic or interstitial hydrides. It is purely absorption of hydrogen in the cavity of the metallic crystals. So metal crystal gaps are available. That gaps which is available in the metals. If you see the structure, these gaps which is available in the metals, in the crystalline structure, in that gaps hydrogen will occupy. It occupy hydrogen. That's why it is called metallic hydrides. Or that is interstitial hydrides, means the hydrides produced due to absorption of hydrogen in the crystals, and these are generally produced between transition metal. Tm means transition metal. Transition metals, lanthanides, actinides with the hydrogen generally produce metallic or interstitial hydrides. This hydrogen will be trapped in the metallic crystals, and the absorption is called occlusion. This absorption of hydrogen in the metals crystal is called occlusion, and occlusion process depends upon nature of metals. Colloidal palladium absorbs greater than normal palladium, then platinum, then gold, then nickel. So colloidal form of palladium is the best property to form interstitial hydride due to more tendency to absorb hydrogen gas. That is called occlusion, the process of absorption of hydrogen on the crystals. That is called occlusion. Which metals has greater tendency to absorb hydrogen? Colloidal palladium. So you have remember these are some metallic hydrides. If you compare with covalent, ionic and metallic, it conduct electricity. Metallic hydrides also behave as electricity, conduct electricity, and metallic luster like metals, and hard and density, more density, and generally it is produced in between transition metals or lanthan and actinides with hydrogen, and generally it exists in non-stoichiometric form, and it exists in stoichiometric form. These ionic hydrides has a specific formula, that is stoichiometric formula, it is maintained, but it does not maintain the actual formula. That's why it is non-stoichiometric form. And non-stoichiometric example, lanthanum hydrogen. Lanthanum valence is 3, LaH3 it should be, but it is LaH 2.87. That's why it is non-stoichiometric, not actual formula. The formula will vary. Vanadium VH, it is VHO 0.56. VH 0.5, that is some fractional hydrogen. It is not a simplest ratio. That's why it is non-stoichiometric form. This metallic hydride exists in non-stoichiometric. Mainly it is produced between the transition metals, lanthanides, actinides by absorbing hydrogen gas. And it is not a true bond between metal and hydrogen. Generally it is the van der Waals force between the metals and hydrogen due to the absorption of hydrogen in the cavity of the metallic crystals. This process is called occlusion. Which metal has greater tendency to absorb the hydrogen gas? Colloidal form. Colloidal form of metal has high tendency to absorb the hydrogen gas and forming metallic and interstitial. So on the basis of properties and basis of formation of the compounds, generally 3 types of hydrides available: ionic hydrides, covalent hydrides and metallic hydrides. But when metallic hydrides combine to form complex hydrides, metal, non-metal also combined with different compounds of metal, non-metal combined, forming complex hydrides. Example, LiLH4, LiBH4, NaBH4. Remember, these are the complex hydrides, and these are mainly used for reducing property, reducing character. These hydrides has a reducing character used for, and your metallic hydrides, these interstitial hydrides, use a reducing agent, also used as the source of that hydrogen, because hydrogen can be trapped in the cavity of in the voids of the crystal. That's why it is also used as source of hydrogen. Hydrogen can be trapped in the cavity of hydrogen, in the cavity of metallic crystals. That's why on the basis of different properties, hydrates are three types and they are distinguished on the basis of their physical properties. Okay, you practice about these three types of hydrides. In the next class, we will discuss regarding the water and the properties of water, then the hardness of water. Okay, thank you.